Welcome back to Returning to Self with myself, Tanya Ray Bethune. Hope to find you well this morning. I'm coming to you with episode 27 of Returning to Self. Today, I'm going to talk to you about who did I become while trying to survive? Who did I become while trying to survive? Sometimes the version of ourselves we became was not fully rooted in who we truly are. It was rooted in what we had to do emotionally to protect ourselves, to cope, to keep going, or avoid being hurt again. The truth is, when a woman spends enough time emotionally protecting herself, adapting to pain, carrying disappointment, or constantly trying to hold herself together, it begins to shape how she lives, loves, thinks, and even see herself. So listen, survival can teach us women to become emotionally guarded, hyper independent, disconnected from our own needs, fearful of vulnerability, overly accommodating, or constantly performing for acceptance. And it's not because that is who we truly are, but because pain convinced us we had to become that way in order to protect ourselves. For some women, survival looked like becoming strong for everyone else while silently falling apart internally. And for others, it looked like silencing their voice, suppressing their emotions, avoiding conflict, or overgiving because they feared rejection or abandonment. And over time, many women become so accustomed to functioning from wounded places that they no longer recognize the difference between who they truly are and who pain taught them to become. But healing begins when God starts separating your true identity from the emotional patterns your pain created. And the danger is if healing never takes place, a woman can spend years living from emotional patterns that were created in pain instead of living from the truth of who God created her to be. And that is why returning to self is so important. Because healing is not pretending the pain never happened. It is allowing God to restore the woman beneath everything the pain tried to shape. And maybe that is where restoration truly begins. When a woman finally realizes she no longer has to live as the version of herself that pain created. She can heal, rediscover her voice, reconnect with her worth, and return to the woman God intended all along. Because at the end of the day, returning to self is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to the woman God never stopped seeing beneath the pain, beneath the exhaustion, the disappointment, and the emotional survival. And little by little, through healing, truth, and restoration, she begins to find her way back to herself again. And maybe that is the beauty of healing. Not that life never wounded us, but that God is still able to restore us. Piece by piece, layer by layer, He gently calls us back to ourselves. So, to every woman listening, give yourself grace in this season. Healing is a process, and restoration does not happen overnight. But you are not forgotten, you are not too broken, and you are not beyond rebuilding. The version of you that God created still exists beneath every wound, every disappointment, and every season that tried to silence you. And little by little, God is restoring your peace, your voice, your identity, and your wholeness. So keep healing, keep growing, keep returning to yourself. Amen. And as always, be blessed and be encouraged. Have a great day.